when you are dependent on the off. Thanks for staying with us on non-stop rolling reportage and coverage of this special broadcast. India Decides Lok Sabha Elections 2024 special for the viewers of India and abroad who have just tuned in. Well, it's India time. It's 2 in the afternoon, the D-Day finally. Where as far as numbers are concerned, BJP-led NDA seems to be tipped to form the next government, and that happens to be the third successive government led by the incumbent Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But other big talking point or the big news coming from the electoral landscape here in India is that as compared to 2014 and 2019 performance, the alliance this time around, the India alliance has performed considerably better. But for the Congress, well, they seems to be getting lesser number in terms of leads than their allies.
Yes, that is the scenario, but it's the way things are shaping up, it seems that it's bad news for the pollsters because all the exit polls seem to be falling flat on their face. But as of now, as far as those who are looking for a stable government taking shape in India for the next 5 years, it does look to be positive. If these trends hold, there will still be a stable government in place in terms of the NDA alliance, which has gone well past the halfway mark of 272. But to get you up to speed with what is really happening at the moment, let's first get you the headlines.
Counting of votes underway for India's general elections 2024. BJP leading on all seats in national capital, 7 on 7. Results likely to be evening.
Trends show that the BJP-led India is leading on majority of seats over Congress-led India alliance. PM Modi and Amit Shah are leading from their parliamentary constituencies, respectively.
And in assembly elections, TDP heads towards forming government in Andhra Pradesh, and Chandrababu Naidu's Telugu Desam party of the TDP is all set for a massive comeback, while Patnaik trails in Orissa as BJP surges ahead.
And DD India gets you all the news, views and reactions as well as analysis from expert guests. You can get everything accurately, authentically updated all through the day right here on this channel and the network. Well, the counting of votes has been on and underway in India's parliamentary elections, which is the largest such democratic exercise in the world since 8 in the morning Indian Standard Time. So it's been over 6 hours now, and we've been starting to get results as well. We've seen how a seat in Jaipur has been declared in favor of the BJP, and Omar Abdullah of the National Conference has conceded defeat in Baramulla. So we'll get to hear more and more of results now coming in. But as things stand, as far as the alliances are concerned, the NDA is very much at home, much beyond the halfway mark of 272 with 193 seats that it is leading on. And now results are also coming in. The India Alliance, or the India Alliance, is the grouping is at 232. Others are a very small figure there, 18, because already a lot of the parties are already coalesced together. The NDA, in fact, 4 parties had merged with the BJP, and there were 26 others that had formed the NDA. And same for the India Alliance, where there are 26 parties that had come together to give a good fight to the NDA, and which is what we have seen taking place today. If you look at what's been happening, the NDA is at 293, down 59. The India Alliance, or the India Alliance as it's called by their rivals, is at 232, up 111. And the others are the ones that have taken a beating at 18, down 52.
Okay, and by Tuesday evening, remember these are the trends, as Shama Mishra joining us live from Mumbai in Maharashtra. These are just the trends, but by evening, maybe tomorrow, we can have a full galvanized results and who wins what. That is important. Shama, let's quickly go. Coming to you, Shama. So how does Maharashtra overall look like with 2 NCPs and 2 Shiv Senas? Has BJP there made some considerable gains? Now, what are you hearing from as far as the numbers, the real-time numbers there is concerned?
Well, Sakal, we are trying to understand what is really happening over here because the numbers are totally divided, and we have to understand that this is just the trend. And if we are talking about the trends, what side they're going on, the maximum number for now is 13, which is going towards BJP. And we are understanding that these are the important places, including Dhule, Mumbai North Central, Nagpur, from where Union Minister Nitin Gadkari is standing. We also have Ratnagiri Sindhudurg, from where Union Minister Narayan Rane is standing, and there's Satara, Beed. All these places are already in the kitty of BJP, and we are also seeing that there are different changes. There are constant changes happening, even at the seats where earlier Shiv Sena UBT was leading. It's now come to BJP. Even in Mumbai, we are seeing the trends are changing continuously. So there are 6 seats in Mumbai, and we have to closely watch them. However, if we are talking about NDA, so Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena is also having a big chunk of this Mumbai seats, and then there is BJP. So Mumbai overall, we can say it's closely gone, it's comfortably secured by the NDA. Overall, also we are talking about the 11 seats, which is showing that it's gone to the Shiv Sena UBT. So that's over there. We can say that the sympathy factor has really worked over there. But then remember, this is all trends, and what earlier we were seeing that from one particular place, the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray was leading, is now coming down. So we have to wait for the final round, final results, and a lot of rounds are still happening. However, we are talking about BJP, and people are really waiting over here to start celebrating, and Dhol, Tasha, and people from the tribal areas of Buldhana, they've come here to celebrate. And likewise, the similar scenarios we can see at various offices of Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde, and also of Ajit Pawar. However, Ajit Pawar over here has failed to do a magic over here, because earlier they were contesting on 5 seats, and now we are seeing that's just showing 1 seat, which is of Sunil
Mishra
Tatkare.
from the Congress party. Shama, I would request you to please stay with us. I understand it's extremely hot there in the field, but the temperatures across the political parties are also hotting up. We have a Congress spokesperson, Neeraj Mishra, joining us on this broadcast. Neeraj, good to have you on the show. Neeraj, remember when we did that election show in Delhi, Neeraj, this is Sakal this side, you were very confident as far as the Delhi's capital contest is concerned, but as of now, it doesn't seem good for you as far as Delhi, the NCR is concerned. It seems to be once again a clean sweep for the BJP. Let's first talk about the Delhi contest. Neeraj.
Good afternoon, Sakal, and it's good to hear from you again. When it comes to Delhi, you are correct that the trends are not as favorable as we were thinking, but it is heartening that throughout the country, people have voted for issues, and those issues have remained constant. That Rahul Gandhi's idea of India, which is an inclusive India, on which the entire India Alliance came together, has been getting a lot of votes, and as per the trends which we have now, which is going to stabilize in next 1 hour or so, we are confident that a new government is going to come to the center, which will be inclusive, which will be forward-looking, and which will ensure that the Anyay Kal which was happening for last 10 years.
But Neeraj, are you secure now, at least now, that there will not be any dramatic change, what you have been attributing to inconsistency in the EVM's performance when the Congress wins in certain contests in states? It's all very well, but when the BJP wins or one of the NDA as allies wins, you think that the EVM has been acting funny?
No, this time this was a very special scenario when all the opposition parties came together and they said we'll ensure that no rigging will happen. So from the day the EVMs were sent to the booths and till today, each and every booth had strong vigilance from our party cadres, and we have ensured that all the dirty tricks which were being played by the previous government cannot take place this time.
Okay, let's
and
not
this is
jump
the
the
only
gun.
reason.
And we respect the mandate of the people, whether this is for the opposition or for the ruling dispensation. But I would like to really understand from you, what consolation are you really taking back home? You look at the numbers individually, or Congress has managed 97, not even touched 100 seats, as compared to the BJP's corpus of mammoth 240. So this mandate for Rahul Gandhi, can you explain this in terms of numbers?
Sakal, the numbers are looking different because we were contesting 328 seats on our own, and rest of the seats were with the allies. And when it comes to BJP, they were contesting on much more numbers. So the strike rate which it will come down to won't be much different. But because the India Alliance was fighting together, it was not a one-man or one-party show. Let's wait for 1 hour, because I have been seeing the observation. We also have a control room here. Major seats are there where swing can happen in 4 to 5% votes. And 4 to 5% votes in Lok Sabha just means only 10 to 12 machines which needs to be opened.
What
let's
are these
not
states?
come to a...
What are these states you are banking your hope upon? What are the pockets that you're looking at?
Sakal, we are still expecting that Maharashtra will give you a good result, better than what it is showing right now. Bihar will also give you a better result, and even in Uttar Pradesh, the number for India Alliance is going to go up. So these 3 major swing states, you will see that the numbers will go up.
Okay, just stay with us, Neeraj, if it's possible, because I have my reporter live. She's connected with us. Shama is here there with us.
Sure.
Shama, Congress seems to be optimistic, but looking at Maharashtra, those 48 seats, as of now, it's neck and neck. BJP and Congress is not much difference if we can have those Maharashtra numbers. Last time I could see BJP leading on 14. Shama.
Well, Sakal, if we are to talk about the Congress's performance right now, although its strengths, again and again, we are emphasizing that it is strengths. The Congress is holding a strong number of 11, which is just, 13 is for BJP and 11 is for Congress. So Congress over here, the parliamentary constituencies that they are, having right now is Nandurbar, Akola, Amravati, Ramtek, Gadchiroli, which is, known as the tribal belt, Chandrapur. This is all the, Naxal belt. So these places are there, Nanded, Jalna, Latur, Solapur and Kolhapur. So these are the places, and we were always listening that Kolhapur is going to be a very tough competition because Chhatrapati Sahaji was standing there, and since these are the descendants of Chhatrapati
So BJP, BJP, Shama, sorry I'm interrupting you, because we have to go to Varanasi and get a quick update from Deepika and
we're in fact getting
from
2
BJP
live updates from our correspondents. One is, of course, Preeti Vadera, who's in Delhi at the BJP headquarters, and we're also joined from Varanasi by Deepika Mahato. First to you, Deepika, what is the latest that you're getting us from Varanasi? What's happening there? Has the Prime Minister's lead, Prime Minister Modi's lead, consolidated further?
When we talk about Prime Minister's Narendra Modi vote share, it has touched somewhere around 4,85,000. Whereas if we talk about his opponent Ajay Rai from Congress, he's somewhere at 3,50,000. If we talk about the difference here, the vote difference as of now, because we have almost crossed 7 to 8 hours of counting, and the difference still is only of 1,30,000 of the vote as of now. And we are, continuously updating you on the numbers, but the numbers and the difference isn't getting any deeper apart from this. And when we talk about the overall condition of UP, it is really different. It seems like a repeat of 2004, because 37 for Samajwadi Party versus 32 for BJP. This is altogether a different position when we talk about UP and BJP's hold across UP, and it's claimed that it's going to be a clean sweep, and also opposite to the fact what exit polls predicted. So as of now, it's a very tough situation for BJP, considering the numbers, which goes 37 in favor of Samajwadi Party and 32 in favor of BJP.
Okay. Right, Deepika, just stay there. Let's quickly have a word from Kriti Vadera joining us from BJP headquarters. If we can have Kriti also. Kriti, so what are you hearing from the BJP headquarters? Clearly, they, as of now, are just short of 300 mark as of now when it comes to the real numbers on our screens, 292. What's the mood there like?
Well, good afternoon, Sakal. And yes, at BJP headquarters, let me just brief you just few minutes back because the BJP cadre has been coming here into the BJP headquarters since morning. Drums are being just started, drums, and all this celebration mood is beginning here in BJP headquarters. But certainly when senior leaders are coming into media center, they are interacting with us, but off the record, they're not giving us official bites, they're not giving any official comment regarding the result mandate. And yes, when it comes to BJP as a single party, going back to 2014, BJP getting 282 seats, then to 2019, 303, around two-thirds of the majority, 50% vote share alone to BJP was given. But at this time, BJP landing around 236 to 238, which is around 240. So that's a major dent to BJP's vote share, BJP's seat, if we talk about particularly Bharatiya Janata Party as a whole. And I was in Uttar Pradesh covering elections to Faizabad as constituency, and we witnessed all such reactions by the people where the Hindutva card of Bharatiya Janata Party was questioned by the people of Faizabad, and I can see that BJP has got a major dent when it comes to Uttar Pradesh and the seats BJP is scoring in Uttar Pradesh. So when we talk about Bharatiya Janata Party's headquarters as an atmosphere, leaders are coming here, interacting with us offline.
With us. NDA 58, India 62. Gautam, there is not much difference in terms of these seats where both these are actually
the difference is being made by Uttar Pradesh. That's a big difference here. The chunk of seats that the Samajwadi Party has won this time, because they had just got 5 the last time around in 2019. Now it's 37 that they're leading on. That is making a huge difference in those numbers for North India.
Yeah, before we come back to our guests, Kriti, we have some breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi, the incumbent Prime Minister, has congratulated Chandrababu Naidu on his big win in Andhra Pradesh elections. As we stay with this breaking, I would like to take a quick comment from Smriti ji in our studio. So, just an hour back, there was this one of the Congress spokespersons talking about TTP jumping the ship and changing the game and deserting the parent bloc. But that cannot happen, or is there a possibility?
I do not think there is such a possibility at all, but we also have to consider the fact that was that Congress person speaking out of some real inputs, or was it just a smart guess? Just making a smart guess. You see, this is so expected. Whenever you are poised at a situation where there are two rival alliances and the gap is not too much. Of course, there is a sizable gap when it comes to formation of government.
What is being said, again, it's a lot of chatter on Twitter and otherwise that it's Sharad Pawar who's working the phone right now.
I would not put it past Mr. Sharad Pawar, because you see, after all, this is, it is quite clear that the BJP as of the leads now is not, in a position to form a government on its own figures. But the BJP never claimed it will. It was always an NDA. It was an alliance with the face of which the Prime Minister went to the people. And the alliance is in a position to form a government well past the majority mark. But even then, you see, this is a game of numbers and people will keep trying. And considering the fact that Mr. Naidu has been in the NDA and out of the NDA more than once.
On and off, yes.
So, Sharad Pawar, I would not put it past him to make an effort.
Okay, Deepika, Gautam, let's quickly go to Deepika. I believe she has
an
some
update. Yeah. Deepika, please come in and let us know what you have from Varanasi.
Counting center, the first update comes to straight from counting center. The first update goes to DD India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now got 5,97,000 votes here in Varanasi, whereas Ajay Rai has got 4,12,000. The gap has widened a bit. So there's the latest update. The last winning ratio was somewhere around 6 lakh. We are nearing that mark when we talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because the latest says 5,97,000 vote percentage for Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes, ma'am, you can continue with your point.
No, so we were talking about these alliances, and first of all, to be fair to Mr. Naidu, we should congratulate him, because it was not such an easy election. I know that the YRCP also had a lot of tricks up its bag, and it was a toughly contested election. Mr. Naidu deserves congratulations. He was put in jail, and then we know how things happened. He started at a disadvantage, and now he is having a clear majority. And the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is one of the first to congratulate him on record through X, and congratulate him for forming government. Mr. Sharad Pawar or any other of the leaders in the opposition alliance will do their best in order to, I would call it testing the waters. It's like a trial balloon, and I'm not, I wouldn't say no to the fact that they might also offer certain attractions in order to woo them away from the NDA alliance. But let us know that whether it is Mr. Nitish Kumar or Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, notwithstanding the fact that they have been in and out of NDA, both of them went to polls in a pre-poll alliance with the BJP. And so I do not think, you have to look at their own record. You see, apart from the All India scenario, these are leaders who are strong satraps, entrenched in their own states. They will always keep the interest of their regional aspiration first.
And keep that in mind that Chandrababu Naidu's CDP has swept Andhra Pradesh of the 175 seats. They've got 132. The YSRCP, which is ruling, has only got 16.
Just a query.
That's the lead.
Nitish Kumar was not doing too well in Bihar, and still he has come back with a pretty impressive number in these elections if you just count the JDU. Similarly, Chandrababu Naidu is going to be Chief Minister for certain, and his Lok Sabha numbers are also looking good. Why would they want to part ways with the NDA and then go on a different path at this point when states need to have a comfortable relationship with the center, particularly when you have very strong rivals challenging you in your respective states.
And in some
so
states,
it defies political logic.
Yes, and in some states, Shubhimal, you would like to come in here. BJP has maintained that dominance. For example, those two seats in Jammu Kashmir, Jammu and Udhampur, you have seen BJP consistently performing well on those seats. In Kashmir, they didn't have much. They were not contesting. They were not in the fray. And Assam, Northeast. Your quick take.
Well, I think, BJP hasn't really lost out anything in Assam. Let me start with Assam.
Yeah.
And when the results come, I would think, they would be pretty good at 9 or 10 seats. So I don't see any challenge up there.
That's a crucial state, your gateway to Northeast.
Absolutely.
You've been very, very dominant there.
Absolutely. And Chief Minister Assam, he has not only looked at Assam, but all the other northeastern states also in his style of consolidating all the votes. Now, so I don't see any challenge in Assam. When it comes to Jammu and Kashmir, leaving aside those Jammu and Udhampur seats which are with the BJP, if you look on the other side, I would be very happy to see.
Has Baramulla surprised you?
No, it's not surprised me. I'm very happy because you say a new set of political leadership will come, a new set of leaders will come who will build on what you have gained from 370.
And Sajad Lone was always, they charged him of being in hand in glove with the BJP.
Absolutely.
B party of the BJP. Now, Sajad Lone has... losing Baramulla for Sajada's People's Conference is a big shocker, because the rally turnout, and I was there for some time, was phenomenal. The more shocking piece of news coming from Baramulla, which by the way registered maximum polling this time, is a strong indication that people want change.
Right.
Drubbing your former chief minister.
Right.
Drubbing national conference, and I don't know how PDP has performed. If you could pull out those numbers for Kashmir, those 3 seats in Kashmir. And independent winning.
Yeah.
So big polls, crucial polls post abrogation of 370.
That's what I was alluding to, that you have new set of leaders coming who are going to build on what Kashmir has been brought to now. You know, in all these years, you have realized, you know, that the family-based, dynastic arrangements there haven't delivered or only have looked at their own interests. So now you having new leadership, taking Kashmir to new heights, taking Kashmir to some economic progress, social cohesion, all of this, I think that's the bigger message, and I'm very happy that such a trend is emerging, you know, in the voting that has been seen.
Okay, so now I think, Gautam, we have got some trends on our screens. Before we go back to our reporters Shama and Deepika, let's have those trends on your screens.
Yes, we're looking at the margins that are emerging as far as the narrow margins are there, 5,000 and less, and these are the seats that could still swing either way. There's one that is Bulandshahr where BJP is leading, Dr. Bhora Singh of the BJP, but there are in fact, the numbers have fallen. The last time round we showed it around an hour and a half ago, it was 64, now it's down to 44. And Mawal is another seat in Maharashtra where the margin is very little. It's Shiv Sena's Shringa Appa Chandu Barne who's leading the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray's Shiv Sena candidate Sanjog Bhikhu Vaghere Patil.
Okay, more graphics. These are the numbers. That's how Maharashtra looks like on 44 seats. Vote margin
is 5,000 or less. Nandurbar again in Maharashtra is a very closely fought seat where Goval Kagada Padavi of the Congress is leading at the moment. There's Palghar as well, which is falling in that list of a margin of 5,000 or less. Dr. Hemant Vishnu Savara of the BJP is leading at the moment.
And so is BJP in all seats in Assam, and Subina joins us live with more updates. Subina, over to you. What do you have for our viewers? How does it look like for BJP there in Northeast Assam?
Yes, Sakal. As we can see that I'm here at Dibrugarh constituency, and this is the 11th round of counting that is happening. And BJP candidate from here, Sarbananda Sonowal, is leading by over 2 lakh votes. And AGP candidate, who is Lurin Jyoti Gogoi from here, has got around 3 lakh votes. And from AAP we have Manoj Dhanwar, who has got 10,000 around votes. An interesting fact is that from Nota we have around 24,000 votes that have come up. Okay. Now if we look at the trends that have been happening. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, Sakal. And if we talk about Assam, overall Assam, in Kokrajhar, UPPL, Jayanta Basumatari is leading by 36,000 votes. Then in Dhubri, from Congress, Rakibul Hussain is leading by 4 lakh votes. In Borpeta, BJP Pani Bhushan Chaudhary is leading by 1.3 lakh votes. And then in Darang Udalgiri, BJP Dilip Saikia is leading by 1.9 lakh votes. In Guwahati, BJP is leading, where Bijuli Kalita Medhi is leading by 1.6 lakh votes. In Bifu, BJP Amar Singh Tisot is leading by 60,000 votes. In Karimganj, again Congress is leading, Hafiz Rashid Chaudhary is leading by 2,000 votes. In Silchar, again we have BJP, where Parimal Shukla Baido is leading by 1.4 lakh votes. In Nagaon, we have Congress, from Congress Pradyut Brodoloi, who is leading by 1.1 lakh votes. In Kaziranga, we have Kamaikha Prasad Tasa, who is leading by 1.1 lakh votes. In Sonitpur, again, we have BJP Ranjit Datta, who is leading by 2 lakh votes. In Lakhimpur, we have BJP Pradhan Borwa, who is leading by 1.6 lakh votes. In Jorhat, Congress is leading.
Yeah, I think one of the big stories that is coming out of Assam is how the AIUDF's Badruddin Ajmal, the perfume man of India, is right now trailing very badly by more than 5 lakh votes. I think that's a big takeaway, isn't it, Shubham, for the elections in Assam?
Yes, absolutely. I think, you know, this is one of the most important messages of this election, that Ajmal's divisive politics is just going to vanish. and Muslim vote consolidation towards the Congress has definitely happened. But if you see in all those numbers that reporter was saying, the BJP candidates are leading by very huge margins, except of course in Karimganj I heard just 2,000 votes the BJP candidate is trailing. So by and large it is on expected lines, and even in Dibrugarh if you see Sarbananda Sonowal having a very good lead over the former ASU president Lurin Jyoti Gogoi, who had combined support. So by and large I think Assam has remained very well entrenched for the BJP, which augurs also well for the 2026 assembly elections.
Okay, ma'am, this whole thing about NDA as of now falling short of 300, where the way things have panned out in a crucial state of UP, did you really expect this? Because it seems to be neck and neck between the BJP and Samajwadi Party, and now looking at a big picture, and we're going to attribute the reasons to this. I mean, you can share that. The BJP now, UP is now the new factor, a decisive factor.
Yes, well, let me tell you, the rest of the country, me included, whenever we heard this, cliched, oft-repeated maxim, कि दिल्ली का रास्ता लखनऊ से होकर जाता है, it doesn't quite give a very good feeling to people living in other parts of the country, except Uttar Pradesh. Why should one state have a role in, in the country's government?
80 maximum.
But then you see, this is the numbers game. It is first past the post system. It's parliamentary democracy. It's all about seats, and so it's not totally, it's not totally off the mark to say Delhi ka rasta Lucknow se hokar jata hai, because whoever wins Uttar Pradesh is getting that huge chunk in one place.
Yeah.
So how can you make up for that from states which have 10 or 15 or 20
less number of seats?
So it bogs down to arithmetic, and
there are still seats that are being narrowly fought. Meerut, for instance, where BJP had put up Arun Govil, who had acted as Lord
trailing,
he's trailing at the moment by over 7,000 votes, but that could again, even now, flip, couldn't it?
It could flip. There is Aligarh, there is Bulandshahr, there are several seats in Purvanchal, by the way. So what, let's move away from that. I would say that certainly, the bearing of Uttar Pradesh on the end result of the Lok Sabha is definitely showing already. We are not past the full results, but it is still having a bearing, because then, the BJP was at 62 and then it had 2 allies. So from that chunk to come down to 33, 34 odd seats is definitely a change, I would say. But you
Since
must
you talked
also
about Purvanchal, let's also mention Balia. Again, Neeraj Shekhar is trailing by over 20,000 votes there. But this might be a little more difficult to flip. There's Sanatan Pandey of the
believe
Samajwadi
from
Party
the
who's
contest that Balia perhaps in the end may not come to the BJP.
Okay.
But there are other seats where there can be a flip. But just one more line.
Sure.
I think what, one more thing that might have happened is in this heat and the vote, vote percentage going down of people coming out, I think it is now that, it was an iffy kind of a theory till the results, but today I can say that it is definitely certain that the number of people who came out to vote for the NDA, the NDA voters came out much less than those candidates who were the rivals of the NDA.
Okay.
That is now pretty clear.
Interesting point out there.
Or we wouldn't see these trends.
And a large number of silent voters, if
you
see.
2,400 Nota in Assam. I would like to have a comment from you, but Deepika is standing by.
I think the highest number of voters was in Indore. Over a lakh.
Over a lakh.
No, the Nota is at number 2 in Indore.
Yes. No, Nota in Assam also did surprise me for obvious reasons.
That's a worry.
Deepika, yes. Deepika from Varanasi. Deepika, what's the latest update? Yes, go ahead, please.
5,97,000 voters in favor, votes in favor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and around 4 lakh in favor of Ajay Rai. Earlier we were continuously talking and expecting that Varanasi is not at all a fight when we talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is his constituency, and the voters really want Prime Minister Narendra Modi in large numbers. But here, when we look at the numbers and the margin, only a lakh and more difference clearly suggests that there is a fight that has been put forward by Congress's side, and especially especially Ajay Rai. Ajay Rai was also very confident when we had earlier had conversation with Ajay Rai and Dr. C.P. Rai also, who's been the former cabinet minister in Congress. And Dr. C.P. Rai said that BJP workers, they've not been going to the rural areas, and that can all the more be the reason why the people, they don't want to vote in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. So this is a factor that can be seen when we talk about Varanasi seat, because till now it's been almost 6 hours and plus that we've been looking at the counting, and the counting figures are failing to please in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. And if we talk about the overall situation of UP here and BJP, then 37:32, which means MY factor versus MY factor. MY factor for BJP stands for Modi plus Yogi, whereas MY factor for the rest of the parties, the India Alliance, stands for the Muslims plus the Yadavs. And we know that UP is one such state where you've got a very good caste factor,
Caste calculus
vote share,
works
which dominates
there, yes.
the entire state, and something of that sort has also happened here. And also a very quick 30-second statement here, because when we look at the promises which has been put forward by Samajwadi Party, we've been following their rallies also. No Bijli bill, which means no electricity bill, more job opportunities, more caste reservation. This has been the promise which has been put forward by Samajwadi Party, and seems like it is working for them.
All right, we'll see how when the trends convert into results, and we'll have to see. And now, Deepika, just stay with us. We will come back to you in a bit, but you can just stay.
Let's bring up, we were getting a graphic on screen which is about the vote share that has emerged. You can see the figures for 2019. That was what was there. So here in 24, you can see the BJP has improved its vote share. The INC, the Congress, has improved its vote share. The DMK, I think a little diminishing there. The Trinamool Congress has improved it by CP at 2.14%, which is fairly decent for a party which is confined to one state, which is Andhra Pradesh, and the others are a major chunk. So the proportion for others, which includes Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, has gone up in a huge manner. So they're at number 2, the others are number 2, the Congress is at number 3.
Yes. Shubham, would you like to comment on that, both of you? That's an interesting trend that Gautam pointed out. Others, independents, regional satraps, as of now, the vote share a tad bit larger, more than the Congress party.
Much more than the Congress, and closer to the BJP's.
Yes, and that is, I think that is because, among the others, there are many regional formations which are,
there's DMK there, there's SP there.
So they, these are first of all parties which may not be, active all over India, but in their own respective state, they are the most important, the major players. That is one reason. So they get a fairly big chunk of the votes is one thing. For example, the Samajwadi in Uttar Pradesh, or the DMK, or even the TMC. Yeah. Secondly, there are many regional parties in one state, or even a part of a certain state, not even the whole of the state, which are neither part of the NDA nor the opposition alliance. For example, the BJD. Now, it is a formidable force in its own state, but it is part of neither combination. So, it is when you put them together that the others look like a pretty good share of the overall.
And now what we put up on the screen is the North Indian seats and this is the overall figure for individual parties, the two leading parties. BJP is 241, down 62, and the Congress is up 47 to 99 when compared to 2019.
Okay, and we have now the reactions have started happening in. Former Union Minister Prakash Javadekar and senior BJP leader has expressed confidence of the BJP forming the next government. Okay, let's listen.
Getting the trends of elections after final round will make big celebration in our party office. NDA is going to get third term and Modi will be Prime Minister again for the third term.
Okay, putting all speculations to rest, all the chatter that they couldn't cross 300, some miracle will happen, and there will be some calls made, and that might put BJP in a precarious position. That's not happening.
So I would still say that considering the data that is in front of us, people will not stay away from making calls. And if the grapevine is correct, then Mr. Sharad Pawar has already made 2 very important calls, if not more than that.
You can spill some
so
beans. What are your sources telling you, ma'am?
The sources are common to all of us who are saying that Mr. Sharad Pawar has not waited for the full results to be out.
Okay.
He has tried to become the early bird and made calls to Nitish Kumar and N. Chandrababu Naidu, who are, by the way, pre-poll allies of the
Partners,
BJP.
yes.
So it's not so easy to just walk away when you fought in a pre-poll alliance. But that apart, I would also like to say that people making calls is not what the country needs to worry about.
Okay.
It is about that people will make calls and nothing stops them in politics. What the country needs to worry about is whether people who fought together as pre-poll allies
Will stay
are
together or not.
ready for a rethink, which I think is not really fair to the voter, because the voter voted for you looking at X as an ally of Y. And there is something called vote transfer in the parliamentary system. If today JDU has got a certain number of votes, it is not the JDU's only vote. It is JDU BJP combined vote that the JDU is winning seats. Similar for TDP, similar for every other formation in whichever state. I will also say this applies to the opposition alliance also, except in places where they fought against each other, say Punjab or TMC. So let us not be worried about who is calling whom.
The other possibility could also be that apart from those who are already in the NDA, their partners already, the India Alliance or the India grouping could be looking at getting more people on board its own alliance who are still counted among others. Is there any possibility there for that? For example, in Punjab
considering the kind of results that the people have thrown up, I think all possibilities are open. But if you are looking at the possibility that you have just mentioned, why can't we say that there are, the opposition alliance is such a disparate formation. They fought together against Narendra Modi in the center, but they fought against each other in all states. So what stops calls being made from here to there?
Okay, we're getting some more inputs in
totally
terms of the
hypothetically.
seats that are being declared in favor of candidates. So here, the breaking news coming in is that the Indian National Congress's Charanjit Singh Channi has won the Jalandhar seat. Charanjit Singh Channi, a major contender for the leadership of the Congress party in Punjab as well, and he has been declared as the winner of the Jalandhar seat.
So, contrary to the contrary to the exit polls outcomes, and what are the states that have surprised you? The overall, obviously, well, as far as these numbers are concerned, it doesn't really reflect that exit poll actually reflected the mood of the nation. But then, what do you think have been the big surprises so far besides the UP factor?
You're asking me?
Yes.
So first of all, whoever does these exit polls, the pollsters who call themselves, need to get down to the brass tacks. They need to rework their percentages, and when they extrapolate the data, when they extrapolate the sample survey data to the total results, they need to work more on that is one thing. Secondly, there is always the possibility of surveys and polls going wrong when the contest is keenly fought, because no matter how large your sample survey, you will find it difficult to extrapolate, because you see, you do not count votes in a survey. You talk to certain people and try to gauge the way, the direction.
Yes.
And that also, you don't know whether if the voter who has come out is saying the truth or not. Because
Let us presume the voter was. Let us presume the voter was correct. That is why I said the pollsters need to go back to the drawing board. The voters have started outsmarting them, is one thing. They need to work harder. Secondly, I think there is an element of presumption that is coming into them. They need to stick strictly to the data. What I have learned from my sources is, these days pollsters, they follow the data, and then somewhere they sort of add their own impressions to it.
Okay.
Let them be strict to the data,
well,
and I don't think they will go wrong.
That puts the sanctity of the entire exercise in question. But let's find out from Neeraj Shah of the Congress as to what he thinks. Let's go across over there. If you can hear me, this is Gautam from the DD India studio. Neeraj, what do you make of what's been happening? And there are still a lot of contests that are very close to call. What sort of expectation or dread are you looking at them with?
I have 2-3 observations which I wanted to make.
Sure.
The journalist who's there in Varanasi, she was telling that the India Alliance MY factor has been Muslim and Yadav. Please ask her to recorrect it, because Mahila and Yuva of Uttar Pradesh and the entire nation has come out and voted for us. So our MY factor has been Mahila and Yuva, which has been going. And one more thing, because Chandrababu Naidu ji is being looked upon by everybody, what he'll do is, he is an old friend of ours, and how BJP had been misbehaving with its allies for last 10 years has been seen by everybody. So any person who wants to do good for his state will surely come and join a bloc where it will be inclusive, where they will have a say, and I think Chandrababu ji will hear the voice of people of Andhra Pradesh and his conscience and take a smart decision. But we'll discuss that after 1 hour when the results stabilize. But at this point of time, we are sure that the people of this country have considered that divisive policy of Mr. Modi cannot work, and now he has to become inclusive in whatever the result is. He has to go back and rethink where he went wrong, because BJP was telling everybody that they will be getting 270 plus, and now when you see they are below 250, BJP has lost it morally. After 1 hour, I'll tell you that they have also lost it arithmetically.
Neeraj, but you talked about the allies misbehaving, the BJP misbehaving with its allies allegedly. But what about the relationship, hot and cold relationship Congress has had with their allies in your combined? Well, today you're happy because you yourself did not really expect the numbers as far as the whole alliance is concerned. But then you were also fighting on seats with your allies, for example, in West Bengal. How do you explain that? And there is a lot of conversation. There have been conversations that Congress or alliance so far has been a fraction-ridden alliance. But you came out in some pockets of the country posturing some unity. But sometimes your secrets were out and open that all was not well. For example,
yes,
AAP and Congress
mentioned
in
West
Delhi.
Bengal. I can tell you about Kerala.
Kerala and even Delhi. We already talked about it, if you remember. Punjab for that matter. Kejriwal was almost like a liability for you in Delhi, and the results are showing. So, can you explain that?
Sakalji, Gautamji,
Hanji.
This I have been reiterating, that in either it is Punjab or it was West Bengal or Kerala, these 3 states had already established, if you remember, Sakal had said that they won't be voting in favor of Bhajpa. The BJP is not going to get major seats from these 3 states. So the alliance partners who were fighting in these states locally, they were there to be the only force who can garner the entire votes. Because if we would have come together, a cross polarization might have happened. And also because in these states we fight against each other, we have our regional leaderships, we are either number 1, number 2. We also need to save the interest of local party units.
What regional
but
leadership
because
are
the
you
larger
talking
picture
about,
was clear, that
Assam was your bastion once upon a time. Where is the local leadership there? What local leadership are you talking? I mean, I understand you are very happy with the numbers that are coming in, the trends. But where is the who is the leader of the alliance? Who is the leader of the alliance?
Sakal, the people of this country were leading this alliance. I'll not give you one name. Because at this juncture where we are standing,
you will have to come up with one name. If Sharad Pawar is calling people up, then he has to give one name, right?
Yeah. If not today, then when? It's
no,
Modi versus
Sharad Pawar ji is a senior member of the alliance.
Neeraj.
Sakal, we have been saying this constantly, that we are in a parliamentary democracy and we respect this. People of this country, of the constituency, have voted for their member of parliament.
But
these numbers are for member of parliament.
You don't fight elections.
Now that parliamentarians are elected.
Okay, Neeraj, before we say thank you to you, but it was such a pleasure talking to you. My last question. Okay, you're doing well in terms of trends. 230 is not what Congress at least expected. But you're riding high on your allies and the numbers and their regional strength also. But if I have to ask you, Modi versus who? Don't tell me the people of India. Tell us the name. Who is the leader? Who is leading your alliance right now?
You know this answer. And the numbers are reflective of this.
Leader.
That people of this country have voted in favor of us.
Leader.
I'll give you the name of those 20-25 crore people who have voted for us. When the final number comes, they are all our leaders.
The high command decides, and we still don't know who the real high command is as far as your alliance.
You can't give those names. That's a matter of secrecy.
People of this country has decided. Let's wait for 1 hour. Okay. As soon as the numbers are established, we'll give you the leader also. Next 24 hours, you'll come to know who the leader will be.
25, 24, 240 or 250 million names.
Anyway, thank you, Neeraj Mishra, for joining us. Yeah. Okay, so Shubhamal, you wanted to come in here.
Yeah, I wanted to
still, they don't have.
Well, they have to still think, how they'll be able to manage Mamata Banerjee and the TMC, because
that is exactly why
with the numbers, that's going to be not an easy thing. And secondly, if you look at the the NDA, Chandrababu Naidu has his own style of working and philosophy of working, and he would never align with the Congress at any cost. And even if you leave aside that part and you see the cost and benefit analysis that all the allies should do,
Chandrababu Naidu blames the Congress for losing Telangana, for bifurcating Andhra Pradesh.
So that is one part. But even if you look at the cost and benefit analysis that allies should what to do, they are better on this side than trying to go and get into a kind of a cauldron of so many people with aspirations. So I don't see any challenge to the NDA flock, being pulled away or anything like that.
But for alliance, it's going to be a little challenging to keep the flock together going ahead.
I'm sure.
Results are.
I am sure.
Because
there would be.
The spokesperson still doesn't want to say who the
leader
leader
is, sure
because
that
obviously they don't. The answers are scripted.
Absolutely.
Okay. We need to wrap it up here. The guests will continue, but I would just like to quickly tell our viewers that this broadcast continues uninterrupted. After a very short break, Mark and Ramesh Ramachandran join you on this special broadcast. NDA just short of 300, but it seems to be Uttar Pradesh, one of the most significant states in terms of numbers, has emerged as the new factor, because as of now, the opposition alliance has gained a lot of advantage in mileage.
Yes, but things can still change, because there are still seats, over 40 of them, that could still swing either way of one alliance or the other, and they will perhaps determine the final outcome as well. And although we have some results coming in, there's still a long way to go as to knowing the final picture, and we'll keep you updated on that. My colleagues will keep you abreast with it. For the moment, thanks for joining us, and stay with this broadcast to get the latest on the Indian elections.
Thank you.